All right, my audio wasn't working there for a moment. All right, folks, welcome back to another day of Sudoku. There we go. We have an easy puzzle today. All right, so it should be just simple elimination. Basic simple elimination. So I'm going to do this one numerically. So I've got a 1 here and a 1 here. I notice this bottom cube here needs a 1. This one goes through the middle. This one goes through the bottom, so I have to have a 1 here. All right, I've got 2 1s here, so it can't be across the top or the bottom. And we have this one here in the right side, so this is the only spot left for a 1. Now this one says it can't be here in the left. This one says it can't be here in the right, so it has to be here in the middle. Over here in this right cube, we have a 1 that's in the center, 1 in the left, and a 1 through the middle. The only spot left for a 1 is here. Now the center cube doesn't have any numbers, but we have 1s on all sides of it. So we can't have it in the right lane, can't have it in the center lane, can't have it in the top, can't have it in the middle. So there, folks, is all of our 1s. The entire puzzle of 1s is now resolved. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's just follow that through with the rest of the numbers, shall we? Let's look at 2. And I'm going to try not to do any pencil marks for the easy puzzles. So I'm looking right now on the 2s, and I'm noticing there's only 3 2s in this puzzle here, here, and here. So I don't see any solutions on the other 2s. So what I'm going to do is just leave it alone. I'm just going to skip it and go on to the next one, and we'll circle back around. With these easy puzzles, I try to keep it as simplified as possible. So now let's look at our 3s. No 3 here, no 3 here, no 3 here. Okay, there's a no 3 in this cube, but there's one that's here and here, but there's still 2. I'm not marking it. Okay, over here in this one, I have 2 here, down the left side, down the center, and I have 1 here for the top. So the only spot for a 3 is right there. Okay, so that's the only 3 that I see for at the moment. That's it. That's the only 3 that we've got out of the puzzle. We're going to move on to 4s. I have a pair of 4s here. 4 down the left, 4 down the center. Only spot left for a 4 is right there. Okay. We have, let's see, a 4 here across the top, a 4 across the bottom, 4 across the bottom. I still have 2. Okay. One of these 2 is a 4 because we have a 4 across the top and through the middle. We're going to go ahead and that's all the 4s that we've got at the moment, so that's okay. We'll just move on to 5s. I see a pair of 5s right here. So no 5 in the right, no 5 in the center. The only spot left for a 5 in this cube is right here. There's a pair of 5s this way. 5 across the bottom, 5 across the top. The only spot left for a 5 is right there. All right. Now I'm looking. I got a pair of 5s here and 1 5 here. So one of these 2 is a 5 and one of these 2 is a 5. And we don't have the 5 for the center just yet. And I mean, there's ways we could do that with the double eliminations and the ghost rows. But for the simple, easy puzzles, I like to keep it as simple as we can. So just skip on to the next number. Just kind of keep going over and over. You'll see how we're filling in some numbers. Then when we go back to, I think, what was it, the 2s we didn't do any for. You'll start to see that those spots that were available are full now. So we could go back and we could find some 2s now. But let's see, what were we just looking at? We did all the 5s. Let's go to 6s. Okay, I have a 6 that goes through the middle here. And I have a 6 here that goes through the right. So this is the only spot left for a 6. Now this cube needs a 6. Now it can't be in the center or the right, but it can go here. There we go. Let's see here. We have a pair of 6s right here. So this 6 comes across the top. This 6 comes across the middle. Only spot left for a 6 is right here. Okay, so we've got those 3. We've got here 1 through the bottom. Okay, this one through the top, this one down through the center. So it's one of these 2. Not sure which one. Same thing down here in this bottom cube. Can't have it here, so it's one of these 2. But we filled in some, so we're just going to go on to the next one. We're going to go to 7s. I see a pair of 7s at the top. 7 through the middle, 7 through the bottom. The only spot left for a 7 is right here on the top. This cube needs a 7. Well, it can't be here because there's already a 7 in that column. So there's our 7. Now, if we wanted to, we can see here this cube's only missing one number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just throw that in there while we're working on it. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that cube is now done. We were working on 7s. Let's see here. 7s, 7, 7s. See, this 7 comes down and this 7 comes across. So only one spot for a 7. Now here, vertically, horizontally, we've got a 1. We're missing a 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we just have 1 missing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. Now, even though this cube we're missing 4 numbers, if we look in this column and this column, we're just missing 1 number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're missing an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing a 5. Now we have 2 numbers that we're missing here, which looks like a 2 and a 9, but we'll get back to that in just a moment. We're just going to go back to our, look at this. We've actually only got 1 number missing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. And, okay, we were working on our 7s. We've got a 7 here, and we have a 7 here, and a 7 here. So that means one of these 2 is a 7. This 7 comes across, so one of these 2 is a 7. So there's some techniques, if you've seen some of the harder games I play, this could be a double lock with the 6s and the 7s, but we're not going to talk about double locks yet in this particular game. So I think that's all the 7s that I see, so let's look at our 8s. We're just going along, 8, 8, 8. We have an 8 here. We have an 8 here. Okay, so I don't see any solutions for 8s. No biggie. Let's go on to 9s. So we do need a 9 over here in this right cube. Remember we said a 2 and a 9? Well, this 9 can't go here. So there's a 9. And now we just have 1 number missing, which we know is our 2. All right. We have a 9 here across the top. We have a 9 here through the middle. And we have a 9 here through the center. So there's our only spot left for 9. We have a 9 here in the right, we have a 9 here in the left, and we have a 9 here in the bottom. So the only spot left, and I think that's all of our 9s. So we just went through the numbers 1 through 9. You see how much we filled up? Now we just go back and we start again at the beginning. So we've got all the 1s done. So let's look at 2s. I've got a 2, I've got a 2. Now I don't have a 2 in this cube, but look at this. Now this 2 goes across the top. There's only 1 spot left. See that? We just waited and then we found the right number. It just takes a little bit of patience sometimes to get those. Okay. All right, cool. So we have a 2 that comes across the top. We have a 2 that comes down the left and a 2 that comes through the center. So the only spot left for a 2 is here. Over here in this left cube, we can't have a 2 here because of this guy or this guy. And now that we found this 2, can't be here. Only 1 spot left for a 2 is right there. Okay, now this bottom left cube needs a 2. Well, it can't be in the middle, and it can't be in the left, so it has to be right here. And folks, look at that. That's all of our 2s. We've now gotten all of our 2s done. Now, if we look at this center column here, we'll see we're just missing 1 number. 1, 2, 3. Looks like we're missing a 3. Okay, now this cube or this row is only missing 1 number. 1, 2, 3. Looks like we're missing a 4. Okay, so we were looking at 3s. I'm going to go back to my 3s. We're going to look at some 3s. So we've got a 3 here. We need a 3 here. Okay, well, look at this. We have a 3 right here that says this cannot be a 3. So let's put our 3 there. Now we'll see that this cube and this row are only missing 1 number. 1, 2, 3. Looks like a 4. Okay, so we've got our 3 here. We've got our 3 here. We've got our 3 here. So we need a 3 here in the center cube. Cannot be in the left, and it can't be in the bottom, and it can't be in the right. So it's one of these 2. Not sure which one just yet, so we're going to skip that for just a moment, but I see we're going to loop the other way and we'll solve it here fairly quick. All right, so we've got 2 3s here. This 3 says it can't be here in the middle, so the only spot for a 3 is here. Now this cube needs a 3, but it can't be here because we just resolved this one. And now you remember how we were missing one? It was going to be one of these two in the middle. Well, now it can't be this top one. So this 3 goes here, this 3 goes here, and this 3 eliminates this spot. Now all of our 3's are done. Okay, time to look for our 4's. 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay, now we only got one number in this cube, and we only got one number in this row. So numbers are going to start to just drop out really quick. We do have a 4 across the top and a 4 through the middle. So the only place for a 4 in this cube is right there. We have a 4 there. Okay, we need a 4, but it can't be here. So here's our 4. We've got a 4 and a 4. So all of our 4's are done. Okay, so now let's go back and look for our 5's. 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay, now we need a 5 here. Now the 5 can't be in the left because of this 5. And the 5 can't be in the right because of this 5. So the only spot left for a 5 is there. There's our 5, there's our 5, there's our 5, there's a 5. All the 5's are done. So let's look for the 6's. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I need a 6 in the center cube. Now this 6 goes across the top. Eliminating those two cells, only one spot left. All right, there's the one in the middle, the right, middle, or left. Now I need one here in the middle. Now it cannot be here on the left side, and it cannot be here in the middle because of this guy or this guy. So the only spot left for a 6 is right there, and there's the last one. So now we have all 9 of the 6's. So let's look at our 7's. 7, 7, 7, 7. Okay, I need a 7 in this cube. Now do I have any way to eliminate a 7 here? I do not. What about here? Well, if you look at this column, that's the only number that's actually missing, so it has to be there. Okay, now if we wanted to, we could come around the other side and we'd eliminate it because this 7 tells us we cannot have a 7 here, but it can go here, and that eliminates here, so there's our 7. So we've got 7, 7, 7, 7. All of our 7's are done. 8, 8, 8. Okay, this cube needs an 8. There's only one spot left. Okay, this cube needs an 8. There's only one spot left. There's our 8. This cube needs an 8. Only one spot left. And this cube needs an 8. Only one spot left. Oh, look at that. And there we have it, folks. So we've solved the easy puzzle. It took us about 12, 13 minutes. And on the easy puzzles, I tell this story quite a bit. I used to have an elderly neighbor friend of mine that wanted to learn how to play Sudoku. He had the paper, and he would go through and he'd write out every single possible answer and every single square. He'd rip holes through his paper. The book was just tore up. So try to find some ways that work good for you. Don't worry about messing up. I mess up so many times. I recommend printing off you a couple copies if you want to play along with, and pause and see how far you get. And then if you get stuck, you can fast forward and see if I can help you out any. But I thank you for watching, and please suggest any comments, suggestions, or challenges. I do welcome them all, and I appreciate it. And we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.